The topic of this. Now my mouth is dry. I think I have dry mouth. I don't know if it's temporary or what here. I guess they say it's a medical condition. You can buy mouthwash for it. Maybe there's gum for it. I don't know. That was pretty significant of a temporary dry mouth. I don't know why I got it. But now there's some more saliva being produced and it's going away. So I woke up from sleep after a few hours. It's about 4 a.m. I don't know when I went to bed. I don't really remember. Thinking about the fact that in court documents, they're trying to force, apparently what appeared in my most recent court documents is that they're going to force electroconvulsive shock therapy on me. And I get a horrible impression even saying it, like in my whole body and my legs. It's so fucked up. It's so screwed up. And this wasn't even the topic of this video, but this is what's been on my mind. You know, they do this to me every year. And years ago, I just decided I can't even read these documents these people are creating anymore. So disturbing. I don't really see myself as an activist. I don't know if I've ever been an activist. I don't know if I'm an activist type. I put this video in people in blogs. I don't know. There's an activism category, but so that's disturbing to me. That's disturbing to me. And again, I'm getting the spiritual or bodily impression when I say that. I don't know why or where that comes from. So your psychiatrist and the medical people will probably give you a shock therapy just for saying stuff like that. What kind of country do we live in? What kind of world do we live in? But I read on Wikipedia, Slovakia isn't that world. If you look up this topic online, Slovakia got rid of this stuff in like the year. I have to re-look it up. It's on Wiki. Slovakia banned this or outlawed this. The country of Slovakia. Some counties in Switzerland, Geneva have banned this. They don't apparently think this is the right thing to do to people, force this on them. They apparently don't think this is the right or good idea. They think it is a violation of human rights, human dignity to do this to people. Now my heart rate's increasing a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of a headache. The old people say, "You're giving me a headache. This is giving me a headache. You're giving me a headache." Have you ever heard people say things like that? Just so disturbed. I'm too poor to get out of my life situation of being in this county where they keep doing this state, this county. Here's my dry mouth appearing again. My dry mouth just emphasized again. I never really get dry mouth much, I guess. But here it is occurring. But apparently people get dry mouth because dry mouth is a topic, or it's reported, or they even have products for it, mouthwash and all this stuff. So I'm going from topic to topic here, a little bit, thought to thought. I haven't even addressed the topic of this video that I created. Because I just woke up, I don't know. So really, how did I get into this mess where in court documents they're saying this? First of all, I don't even know why or how this appeared in a court document. No one's ever talked to me about it. No one's ever, and it's disturbed, talked to me about it. It's disturbing to me. The whole topic is disturbing. How many people out there experience this? They don't have a voice. How many people is this forced on? They don't have a voice. They have to. I mean, there's a Wikipedia on it. Whoever wrote the Wikipedia, I don't see any. There's a few Twitters. I looked on Twitter. There's a few Twitter accounts. It's just these people who oppose psychiatry or think differently than psychiatry or have psychiatry forced on them just horribly lose. There used to be a website for it, but they just all gave up. And it used to be lobotomies. Medical science used to give people lobotomies. What's the story? What's a full documentary and story on all of that? Where's a good informational documentary on that? Now it's forced neuroleptics. Now it's forced psychiatric drugs. Now it's forced electroshock therapy. Why does that all exist? What's the point? You can try to, then everything's in the details, right? They'll tell you the point of why all that exists, huh? Mental health. Everyone's beating the drum of mental health. Blah, blah, blah. I don't live in Slovakia, do I? Slovakia has banned this. It just showed up in this court document. It's disturbing, I guess. It's just, what? I don't live in a few cannons in Switzerland. I don't live in Geneva. All the victims, there's all the victims out there of all anything, of whatever, of everything. And they didn't live somewhere else either, did they? Well, if you had the chance to not be a victim and live somewhere else, or whatever you have to do to not be a victim or see yourself as a victim or have something forced on you that you do not want, wouldn't you want that to occur? Wouldn't positive, thoughtful people want that to have that occur for people given the chance? Isn't that what life is all about? Man, I should just cut this live broadcast, turn it off. The topic was scriptural conundrums, I guess. Statistics. There's this old book I saw on the image search. It's called Scriptural Conundrums, 1901. Apparently, this topic's been around since at least 1901 or something. I guess Jews of the first century and Jesus were getting at it as we read the documents. We're getting at it a little bit with their own interpretations of scriptures and their own scriptural conundrums. So I guess I brought statistics, a huge scriptural conundrum between humans and statistics in the Bible is premarital USA, as we see in the USA, premarital sex. I pulled it up on Google. I'm just keep thinking over. It's like 97 to 9 plus or minus 97 to 99% of people, or whatever it is. I could relook it up. That's the assertion. Apparently from Google search, the statistical assertion is that's the premarital sex rate. Yet in the Bible, you have the Sermon on the Mount in Romans or wherever else. This shows scriptural Christian Jesus Christ, Apostle Paul point of view as being stuff that's the complete opposite advice or declaration than that. But that's the opposite of what's occurring here, as in the USA, or maybe all over the free world, Europe, Russia. I don't know, it's a statistic. I don't know. But then I haven't read this book from 1901, what's in there, but then you add onto this I think I saw in Matthew's gospel, isn't it something? I have to reread this. I have to look it up if I'm going to provide footnotes. Doesn't it say something about prostitutes entering the kingdom of heaven? Is that in there? Is that in the Bible? It says all this stuff in Sermon on the Mount Romans, and it says about prostitutes entering the kingdom of heaven or something. Is that accurate? Is that even in the Bible? Then you have Jesus with the woman going to be stoned to death. He says, I don't condemn you either. And in the Sermon on the Mount section, it's juxtaposing adultery with hell or something, but he doesn't condemn her. And then the sinful woman, and it doesn't talk about what her sin is apparently, who washes her feet with her hair and shows love or something. And then she goes away, and Jesus is talking about forgiveness. So this is where liberals and is this all this stuff where liberals and conservatives come from in modern day America? I don't know. If premarital sex is liberal, apparently most everyone's actually a liberal, whatever they call themselves. Of course, there must be some exceptions, the statistics of the exceptions. Some people actually do not do that. Some people are not in that statistical bracket. But there's this girl on Twitter. I was looking at the tweets, and she associated, I don't know if, I can't really remember. Was she associating sex with going to hell, or thinks it's hell? I don't know. Which comes from what? That Sermon on the Mount section where hell is mentioned, and then that stuff was mentioned in close proximity or something. Then you look at the conundrum. It seems this opposite, I don't condemn you either stuff. So what's the best practice here? What should people think? What's the best advice? But in the epistles and letters, the Apostle Paul is so against, like, fornication is so bad. And they kill that guy with the devil for having sex with his father's wife, whether that's a stepmother or a biological mother, it doesn't even say. And is that a disturbing topic to you? It doesn't even detail what exactly that's supposed to mean. Do Christians preach on that one? Probably not so much. Maybe there's some stuff out there. I haven't searched it. I could search it, see if it even exists. Is that a biblical conundrum? Then in the Old Testament, don't you have this thing where these daughters sleep with their father to have children or something in the Old Testament? And there's no moral or value judgment given on that. Is there a moral or value judgment given on that in the text? It just says that. Is that a New Testament, Old Testament dichotomy, conundrum thing, gender, parent? So the Apostle Paul's so against sex. All these people are fornication, and he has all his marriage stuff. And all these people are raised Christian, and the premarital sex rate, so they're all damned Christians for fornicating. And they say whatever they say about that. I look at this Christian damn. You see all the stuff they say. I fell away from the faith for a while, is what half of them say. They don't detail what that is. We can all wonder what that means. And then some. Did I read this correctly? I didn't come up in the internet. So like a former male prostitute became a Christian or something. Well, what about former female prostitutes in the Bible? What are female and male in the Bible and sex? So it's like it says like disavow Christians if they have sex. Yet if they're not Christians, don't worry about it or something. And then there's marriage to Christians and non-Christians, like worry about that and don't worry about that. And like the apostles are married to a Christian, but he says don't worry if you're married to a non-Christian, but we're married to Christians or believers or the way or whatever it is. Just like if you're supposed to disavow of Christians who have sex and fornicate, and half of America's Christian and they all premarital sex, according to that principle or that advice or that command, you'd have to disavow most every Christian in the United States as a Christian. So I don't. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, you could hack around with that concept and topic. So if you have thought of scriptural conundrums, you've read about it, or you thought of them yourself, or talked to them about it, people about it, feel free to write them in comments, put them in the comments below. Or if you have your own videos about it, you can reference that. We can go to your page then and look at that there. Well, thanks for watching. No one came into the live. No one ever does. I don't have enough subscribers. Not enough people see it. No one probably sees this video as it goes live and everything. You can type the title of the video in the description, and you come up in searches, and people can watch it after the fact of going live. And leave their comments in the comments section if they want.